Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the chaos of the world? In an age of relentless change and uncertainty, the ancient philosophy of Stoicism offers a beacon of hope. Its timeless principles provide a roadmap to navigate life's inevitable challenges with resilience and grace. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and to accept what we cannot. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the profound wisdom of Stoicism through the lens of one of its most influential figures, Epictetus. Born into slavery in ancient Rome, Epictetus's life was a testament to the transformative power of Stoicism. Despite enduring hardship, he rose to become one of the most celebrated philosophers of his time. His teachings continue to inspire millions to live with purpose, resilience, and inner peace. Epictetus's message is simple, yet profound. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Join us as we delve into the life and teachings of Epictetus, uncovering the timeless wisdom that can empower us to live with greater purpose and inner peace. Epictetus's story is one of resilience and the pursuit of wisdom in the face of adversity. Born in Hierapolis, Phrygia, modern-day Turkey, around 50 AD, he entered the world as a slave. His early life remains shrouded in mystery, but we know he eventually came to Rome, serving Epaphroditus, a wealthy freedman and secretary to Emperor Nero. Despite his enslaved status, Epictetus found a way to nurture his thirst for knowledge. He was granted permission to study philosophy under the Stoic teacher Musonius Rufus, a pivotal moment that would shape his destiny. The details of Epictetus's emancipation remain unclear, but it's believed he gained his freedom sometime in the late 60s AD. This newfound freedom allowed him to fully devote himself to the study and teaching of philosophy, becoming a beacon of wisdom in a tumultuous era. Under Musonius Rufus's tutelage, Epictetus immersed himself in the principles of Stoicism. Rufus, known for his practical approach to philosophy, emphasized living in accordance with nature and virtue. He stressed the importance of self-control, rationality, and moral excellence as the foundations for a fulfilling life. Rufus's teachings resonated deeply with Epictetus, shaping his worldview and laying the foundation for his own philosophical journey. He learned that true freedom lay not in external circumstances, but in mastering one's own mind. This profound insight would become a cornerstone of his teachings. Epictetus absorbed these teachings, realizing their potential to liberate the human spirit from the shackles of circumstance. In 93 AD, Emperor Domitian, known for his suspicion of philosophers, banished all philosophers from Rome. Undeterred by this setback, Epictetus traveled to Nicopolis, Greece, where he established a renowned philosophical school. In Nicopolis, Epictetus's reputation as a captivating and insightful teacher flourished. People from all walks of life flocked to hear him speak, drawn to his practical wisdom and compassionate approach. Unlike some philosophers of his time, Epictetus did not write down his teachings. Instead, his words were meticulously recorded by his devoted student, Arrian. Epictetus carried with him the teachings of Rufus and his own experiences, ready to share his wisdom with a new generation. Arrian's meticulous notes became the foundation for the Discourses, a collection of Epictetus's lectures and conversations. These writings offer a glimpse into the dynamic nature of Epictetus's teaching style, capturing his wit, compassion, and unwavering commitment to guiding his students towards a life of virtue and inner peace. The Discourses cover a wide range of topics, from dealing with adversity and managing emotions to understanding our place in the universe. Through vivid anecdotes, practical advice, and thought-provoking questions, Epictetus challenges his listeners to examine their beliefs and live in accordance with reason and virtue. Imagine yourself transported back in time, sitting among Epictetus's students in a simple yet elegant hall in Nicopolis. Arrian also compiled a shorter, more concise work titled the Enchiridion, or Handbook. This pocket-sized manual distills the essence of Epictetus's teachings into a series of actionable principles, providing a practical guide for navigating the challenges of daily life. The Enchiridion emphasizes the dichotomy of control, reminding us to focus on what we can influence, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and to accept what is beyond our grasp. It encourages us to approach life with courage, kindness, and a commitment to living in harmony with nature and reason. Imagine holding a worn copy of the Enchiridion. Its page is filled with underlined passages and notes in the margins. At the heart of Epictetus's philosophy lies a simple yet profound idea, the dichotomy of control. He teaches us that our lives are shaped not by external events themselves, but by how we choose to respond to them. This realization, once fully grasped, has the power to transform our experience of the world. Imagine a charioteer holding the reins, steering his horses with skill and focus. We may not always control the terrain or the speed of the journey, but we can control how we hold the reins of our minds. Our thoughts, our emotions, our judgments, our actions, these are the things within our power. By focusing our energy on what we can control, we cultivate a sense of agency and empowerment, even in the face of adversity. Just as there are things we can control, Epictetus reminds us that there are also things beyond our grasp. The weather, the opinions of others, the twists and turns of fate, these are outside our sphere of influence. To try to control them is a recipe for frustration and unhappiness. Imagine trying to hold on to a handful of sand. Similarly, the more we cling to things beyond our control, the more we create suffering for ourselves. Epictetus encourages us to practice acceptance of what we cannot change. This doesn't mean resigning ourselves to passivity, but rather adopting a mindset of serenity and non-resistance to the natural flow of life. Much of our unhappiness, Epictetus argues, stems from our desires and aversions. We crave things we don't have, fear losing what we cherish, and resist the reality of what is. This constant yearning and aversion create a state of inner turmoil that prevents us from experiencing true contentment. Imagine a boat being tossed about on a stormy sea. The waves represent our desires and aversions, pulling us this way and that. To find peace, we must learn to calm these inner storms. Epictetus teaches us to examine our desires and aversions with a discerning eye. The Stoics believe that true freedom lies not in external circumstances, but in mastering our inner world. Epictetus reminds us that we are not our possessions, our social status, or even our bodies. We are the sum of our choices, our thoughts, and our actions. Imagine a city with strong walls and well-guarded gates. By cultivating virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, we strengthen our inner defenses and build resilience to life's challenges. We learn to respond to adversity not with reactivity, but with wisdom and equanimity. Life, as we all know, is full of ups and downs. Unexpected challenges, setbacks, and losses are inevitable parts of the human experience. Epictetus teaches us that it is not these events themselves that determine our happiness, but how we choose to respond to them. Imagine two travelers caught in a sudden rainstorm. One curses their luck, their clothes soaked, their mood sour. The other accepts the rain as a natural part of life, finds shelter, and waits for the storm to pass. By practicing acceptance, focusing on what we can control, and cultivating inner strength, we develop an inner compass that guides us through even the most turbulent of times. Imagine this. You're rushing to an important meeting, coffee in hand, when suddenly you trip and spill it all over your crisp white shirt. What's your immediate reaction? Frustration? Anger? Epictetus would argue that it's not the event itself, but our interpretation of it that causes us distress. The Stoics believed in the power of reframing our thoughts to find a more constructive perspective. Instead of dwelling on the ruined shirt, we could choose to focus on the fact that it's a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme of things. This shift in perspective doesn't mean denying our emotions. It's about acknowledging them without letting them control our behavior. Instead of reacting impulsively, we pause, breathe, and choose a response that aligns with our values and principles. In our pursuit of comfort and ease, we often shy away from challenges and discomfort. But Epictetus reminds us that true growth and resilience are forged in the fires of adversity. It's through facing and overcoming obstacles that we discover our inner strength and develop the virtues that will serve us throughout life. Imagine a weightlifter pushing their limits, muscles burning, breath heavy. They embrace the discomfort, knowing it's essential for building strength and endurance. Similarly, we can choose to see challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than threats to our well-being. This doesn't mean seeking out unnecessary suffering. It's about reframing our relationship with discomfort, recognizing that it's an inevitable part of life and a catalyst for personal development. How often do we find ourselves disappointed or frustrated when things don't go according to plan? Epictetus would argue that much of our suffering stems from our attachments to specific outcomes. We cling to expectations, only to find ourselves let down when reality doesn't conform to our desires. Imagine a child throwing a tantrum because they didn't get the toy they wanted. As adults, we may not throw tantrums, but we often hold on to similar attachments, creating unnecessary suffering for ourselves. Epictetus encourages us to relinquish our need to control outcomes and instead focus on what we can control, our efforts and our attitude. When we detach from specific outcomes, we free ourselves to appreciate the journey itself, with all its unexpected twists and turns. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are abundant. Our attention is constantly pulled in countless directions, leaving us feeling scattered and overwhelmed. Epictetus, though living in a far simpler time, recognized the importance of cultivating inner stillness amidst life's busyness. Imagine a still pond, reflecting the sky and trees with perfect clarity. Epictetus reminds us that we have the power to choose what we allow to occupy our minds. By practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries around our time and attention, and simplifying our lives, we create space for inner peace and clarity. Central to Stoic philosophy is the idea of living in harmony with nature. This doesn't necessarily mean retreating to the wilderness, but rather aligning our lives with the natural order of the universe. It's about recognizing that we are part of something larger than ourselves and striving to live in accordance with reason and virtue. Imagine a tree standing tall and strong, its roots firmly planted in the ground. It weathers storms with resilience, its branches reaching towards the sun. Living in accordance with nature means accepting what is, embracing change, and fulfilling our potential as rational and virtuous beings. It's about finding our place in the grand tapestry of life and living in a way that contributes to the well-being of ourselves and the world around us. The wisdom of Epictetus isn't confined to the pages of ancient texts. His teachings continue to resonate with people from all walks of life, offering guidance and inspiration in the face of modern-day challenges. Let's meet some individuals who have found strength and solace in the principles of Stoicism. Imagine a diverse group of people: a firefighter, a single parent, a student facing exams, a CEO navigating a competitive market. Each of them, despite their different paths, has discovered the transformative power of Stoicism in their own unique way. Whether facing personal struggles, professional setbacks, or the uncertainties of a rapidly changing world, Stoicism offers a framework for navigating challenges with resilience, grace, and a deep sense of inner peace. Meet Sarah, a dedicated marathon runner who has always pushed her physical limits. After a serious injury sidelined her training, she found herself grappling with doubt, frustration, and the fear that she might never run again. It was during this challenging time that she discovered the teachings of Epictetus. Instead of succumbing to despair, she picks up a copy of the Enchiridion and finds solace in Epictetus's words. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Inspired by this newfound wisdom, Sarah shifted her focus from what she couldn't control, her injury, to what she could, her attitude and her commitment to rehabilitation. She embraced the opportunity to strengthen her mental resilience, using visualization techniques and positive affirmations to support her recovery. Mark, a passionate entrepreneur, poured his heart and soul into launching his dream startup. He faced countless obstacles, often feeling overwhelmed by the uncertainty of it all. Seeking strength, he stumbled upon Stoicism. A quote from Epictetus flashed across his screen: "Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to." He realized he couldn't control the market, but he could control his reactions. Mark began to approach challenges with a calmer, more measured demeanor. For Emily, a talented painter, the creative process has always been a journey of exploration and self-discovery. But after facing harsh criticism, she began to doubt her artistic voice. Seeking inspiration, she turned to the wisdom of Stoicism. Imagine Emily standing before a blank canvas, paralyzed by self-doubt. She picks up her brush and allows herself to create without attachment to the outcome. She realized that true creative freedom came from embracing the ephemeral nature of inspiration. Imagine a still pond amidst a bustling city, its surface undisturbed by the noise and chaos surrounding it. This is the state of equanimity, a state of inner peace that remains unshaken by the inevitable ups and downs of life. Epictetus teaches us that true happiness doesn't depend on external circumstances, but on our ability to maintain inner tranquility, regardless of what life throws our way. It's about finding a place of calm within ourselves, a place where we can weather the storms of life without being swept away by them. Cultivating equanimity is not about suppressing our emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around us. It's about learning to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, accepting them as they arise, and choosing our responses with wisdom and clarity. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to get caught up in what we lack, but true contentment comes from appreciating what we already have. Imagine waking up and acknowledging the simple gifts in your life, the love of family and friends. These small moments of gratitude shift our perspective to abundance. The Stoics recognize that change is an inevitable part of life. Just as the seasons change, so too do our experiences, relationships, and even our own bodies. Clinging to the illusion of permanence, Epictetus teaches us, is a recipe for suffering. Imagine a river flowing effortlessly downstream, navigating rocks and bends with grace. The river doesn't resist its natural course, it simply flows. Similarly, when we embrace the impermanent nature of life, we free ourselves from the need to control everything and find a sense of peace in the present moment. Embracing impermanence doesn't mean becoming detached or indifferent. It's about appreciating the preciousness of each moment, knowing that it too shall pass. It's about living fully in the present, savoring the good times, and facing challenges with courage and resilience, knowing that nothing lasts forever. The path of Stoicism is not a destination, but a journey, a lifelong pursuit of wisdom, virtue, and inner peace. It's about striving to live in accordance with nature, using reason as our guide, and aligning our actions with our values. Imagine a winding path leading up a mountain. The journey may be challenging at times, with steep inclines and unexpected obstacles along the way. But with each step, we gain a new perspective, our strength and resilience grow, and we move closer to the summit. The Stoic journey is a personal one, shaped by our own unique experiences and challenges. There is no one right way to practice Stoicism, but by embracing its core principles, the dichotomy of control, the pursuit of virtue, the acceptance of what is, we embark on a transformative path that leads to greater resilience, inner peace, and a life lived with purpose and meaning. As we conclude our exploration of Epictetus's enduring wisdom, we are reminded that the principles of Stoicism are not merely ancient relics, but living truths. In an age of busyness and distraction, Stoicism offers a path to inner peace and resilience. Imagine a world where individuals approach challenges with calmness, where adversity is seen as an opportunity for growth, and where inner peace is valued above fleeting pleasures. This is the promise of Stoicism, a philosophy that empowers us to navigate life with grace and wisdom. The Stoic journey is not a passive pursuit, but an active engagement with life, a commitment to reason, virtue, and the natural order. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth, cultivate gratitude, and find freedom in impermanence. Imagine embarking on this journey, armed with Stoic wisdom. Become more resilient, compassionate, and connected to your true self. Stoicism offers a beacon of hope and a roadmap to a meaningful life. Will you take the first step?